as well. So it really depends on what sort of composition for that particular game.
Look, if you're not going to protect yourself, who's going to protect you? Right? So I think that in this case, you got to worry about your positioning. That's the #1 thing in Honor of Kings. I mean, I could tell you all like a billion different things, but the #1 tip for any player is just to die less.
Just so you know, I will protect you, except for our ranked game tonight.
Okay. I mean, come on.
If you're even playing in the first place.
I'll be clicking the report button if you try out that new hero coming in if on the first try. So just be mindful of that, you know?
What happens if I lie to you and be like, oh, yeah, I've been training for hours since it was released? You still won't go? You won't fall for that?
Yeah, I think I've known you for quite a while now, you know? I can see through that fake, you know? But let's jump right back into Nepal versus Myanmar in this opening match 3 because we keep emphasizing on this. The main thing coming in for players, regions joining this particular event is to make it to the Asian Games main event. That is the end goal here coming in for both of these two teams. And with this win, it's a good start in the series.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Both teams have their own mission on why do they need to win this one. They need to finish up strong inside the group. But let's see what sort of draft are we going to see. Are we going to see something new and creative from any of these teams? Let's kickstart the draft.
Yeah, and look at this. Already kind of going, the Byron, Chano, the Yukio, Guan Yu, all of these have been meta picks. So both of these two teams very in tune with what's been going on the past 4 days. And now that we're entering the 5th one, it looks like Myanmar are going to start strong. They want to go with side piece Mai to start things off.
You still have the answer coming in with the Yuhuan here. That could be a potential pickup coming in from Nepal. And judging from the fact that Dolia is still up and available, that could be the case as well. But they're going back to their comfort here. They're going with the Ata and Zhang Fei for Suyuk and potentially Swastik in the roam and jungle role.
Yeah, I mean, to them, this is textbook gameplay, right? Like, you have the Ghost Ship up, and then you have the Unbridled Outburst, and when they use the Unbridled Outburst, with the Ghost Ship, at least whoever that they aim is not going to be pushed too far away. So that can be a simple combination that they can come from these two. And we have seen before that Suyok is the MVP with the Zabe. So he knows his timing on when to use the Unbridled Outburst as well.
Yeah, it's like basically like Nepal side is like, how much team fight do you want? Yes. I mean, the Ata, the Ghost Ship, the Zhang Fei, setting it up. Basically, they've got that all down. Now they need to kind of balance this out. The Aaron one is going to do a great job of kind of ensuring that they do have that balance.
The balance will also come in a different way, right? Where right now you see, okay, on the Myanmar side, Mai Nui, Dirinjie, and also Fatih, that's technically locking down your main laners coming in towards this game. So far, it looks pretty good for the side of Myanmar in terms of priority. For Nepal, it's about breaking that circle. You need to make sure that your upcoming side lane pick is able to outpace the Myanmar clash lane in that 1v1 and converting that pressure into jungle pressure for the side of Swastik from Nepal.
I wouldn't be surprised if this last ban by Nepal is going to be Lapu Lapu. Yep, there you go. Because the moment you see them picking a Zhang Fei, and this is a trend that I start to see, right? The moment the team starts to pick a Zhang Fei or Lapu Lapu, they will ban out the other tanks because the tank is quite limited here, especially for the roam tanks, right? It's quite limited here in this patch. So they had to like... it's one of those strategies to try to just filter out your team.
Yeah, and taking those one big ult out, I hope that Myanmar doesn't end up taking the Zhang Yu with Hegemon Slash. We don't need any more. That's probably not going to happen, right? That's not realistic here.
And I'm pretty much loving Nepal's draft right here, just like what Circle mentioned here. You remove the Lapu Lapu, you remove the Lian Po and pick the Zhang Fei for yourself. That removes majority of the tank roams in the Asian Games version. And right now, Myanmar, potentially they have to revisit into a potential jungle tank like a Dun or another hero plus a soft or squishy roamer to pump those healing like a Diadia here. For the side of Nepal, picking the Garuda is a pretty decent counter into the side of Zin on that Direnjie. Maybe for Myanmar, they could go for the Dolia Dun, maybe?
Yeah, I think a Dolia Dun makes sense. Okay, so Moza, okay, fine. Oh, Nerza. Okay, so at least Nerza can also kind of engage, right? So I would expect to see this Nerza being a full tag build Nerza because that's their other best option.
I think we've been seeing a lot of like full tank or the entirely opposite selection of the full damage Nerza, where the moment you jump on in with the Skyfall, you technically delete the person, which is either going to be the Garuda or going to be on that Aaron here. And I like the last pick coming in from Nepal. They're like, sure, you think our Alta is going to the jungle? No. We're going to flex it towards the clash lane, pick a favorable jungle matchup for Swastik to make sure that this Nakaru can bully the heck out of Ant on that Nutsa.
I love these drafts, right? I think that Myanmar are just gonna come out guns blazing. They want to just like run at you. They have definitely a lot of the different key points for this one, the D-Ren-J, the moats, the 1-2 combination with those stuns, plus you're looking on the other side of Nepal. They just want to they have team fight galore. They have the Garuda, who's definitely going to soften you up, the Nakaruru for cleanup. Both of these squads right now, very balanced.
Yeah, very balanced. It's about team fight and the early game execution coming in for both of these teams in an important match to make sure that they find the opening win to scale better in their respective group, to be the group leaders leading towards the main event.
All right, thank you so much, Saki. As we go into the third series of the day, this is going to be game number 1, Nepal versus Myanmar. Which of these two teams are going to take the top slot in the group?
Oh, this is going to be the question, right? Who's going to break each other, right? Because both teams have been very clean in their respective group stage performances. Now, between the draft, it's also really hard for me to tell, like, okay, who's going to get the better edge of each other and all that. Cannon Blast is definitely going to play a big role here because that's going to be their good long-range engager. But after you get the Cannon Blast in, the follow-up has to happen. What's good about Myanmar is that they have very quick heroes with the Nerza, with the Mai with the Mai as well. Oh my goodness. Yeah, with the Mai as well. So you got two very quick heroes that can follow up after a Cannon Blast.
Yeah, and also at the same time, when you're rightly pointing out the Mai, it's got to have impact, right? She is definitely a hero that, you know, kind of falls off towards the late game because she comes very squishy. So she kind of has to play a little bit more passively. But the early game is when she spikes. The amount of impact that she's going to potentially have is there. So Side P needs to start early.
Yeah, and they're starting early here. They're making this rotation, especially for the side on Nepal, right? So sending 4 players down just to put pressure back onto Team Myanmar. But Team Myanmar, what I like is that they know that they went to chill. Okay, it's like there's 4 players there, the comms are great, they're missing from their lanes. Okay, let's stay behind.
Yeah, and at the same time, I mean, you're kind of seeing how Swastik is just moving from place to place. He didn't get too much value as he rotated bottom. He was looking for some sort of gank. It wasn't there. And again, anytime you kind of make a move towards an area and you didn't get any sort of kill, you're kind of wasting time, or it's at least inefficient for you.
Definitely not going to make a move towards there. And Wings of Judgment does connect, but it's not going to give the biggest impact, but that's okay. It's more of just shooing them away so that they can continue to farm in the middle.
Yeah, just threatening, right? I think that you want to kind of push them out, and look at how Sai P, this is what you want. You want that gang squad. Sai H walking around with him, using that gold sharing now. Again, the timing and the rotations that they're going, this is perfectly played by Myanmar, and now they've got a bit of like a 400 gold lead here.
Look, although it kind of looks like Team Nepal, they are pressuring Myanmar, right? But when it comes to the goal difference, Myanmar, they have the advantage here. I guess while Team Nepal, they were like, okay, we want to try to get a takedown at the bottom. Team Myanmar, they're like, okay, we just go farm somewhere else.
Yeah, and you're kind of thinking, oh, like they're taking their time, right? Oh, they're just going back and forth. I mean, still early game, and it is. But the way that Myanmar, CSIP, he's so active across the map. He's constantly moving. Okay, the mid lane is there. He's just going to wait a little bit, let for Ian probably make his way there. So they've got the gold sharing so that he takes advantage of that, and they all get value.
Oh, they're waiting. They're waiting at the side. Okay, they're going to move in. But then again, Suyong, he is at level 4 though. They have to be careful of the Unbridled Outburst and realizing that, oh dude, he's at level 4. Let's not go in yet.
Yeah, it's a good attempt, right? You're constantly threatening, and that's what you want, again, is this Mai. Constant pressure, constant attempts to just go in. Nepal has to play a little bit more defensive, and they might not want to play that type of game.
Yeah, Venomous stuff completed by Side P. With that item, they can engage. But it came at the right timing as well, because the Tyrant is going to be up in about 15 more seconds. So they will be prepared to try to challenge this one. As for Team Nepal, well, they don't have an anti-heal item yet.
Yeah, not just yet. Again, very early. Hasn't even been 4 minutes, but you're seeing exactly how Myanmar are kind of making their way around, right? They're trying to fortify the area, make things a little bit more difficult for Nepal to potentially go in.
Oh, and here comes 50% health left on the Tyrant. Is Suyong going to do it with the Unbridled Outburst? And yes, he will. Kind of missed that one. And now he tries to at least get a trade back here. But here comes the rest of Myanmar. They go all the way to the back. And they will get the shell. That's going to be the first try towards Myanmar. They let Suyong go. They're looking for the next target instead. It's going to be a bigger one than is Swastik.
Oh, but definitely a bigger fish there. Swastik and Shushil, both of those guys going down. Those are your cores. Those are your win conditions. And both of them going down at this stage. Absolute travesty. Plus the fact that they lost the Tyrant. How can you out-smite Ant? He's just got way too much at this stage. And again, that's why Myanmar are up huge at this stage.
Yeah, that smite is one thing. And Swastik, I don't think he was in position yet to come in and smite. So yes, you can pull off the Unbridled Outburst, but if it's only you with the Unbridled Outburst in that situation, it's kind of hard.
But it was the positioning, right? Nepal were very late. They were kind of, Suyog had to make that play because it was getting close. The rest of them, Swastik, unfortunately for him, he was a little out of range, wasn't able to get the smite, and the positioning for them was, you know, not able to get on top of the Tyrant.
Yeah, it's a split-second decision, right?
Yeah.
And I do get that as well. You have to decide whether to go for it or not. But speaking about going for it, Team Myanmar might want to go for it onto Suyong, but the Leaping Savior will literally save him.
Yeah, not the end of the world for Nepal, right? Things are not looking great. They're down about 2.5k, and just how quickly things can shift, right? And now with this huge advantage that Myanmar have, they're being aggressive, and they're taking over the Nepal jungle.
Oh, but keep an eye on the bottom lane. Right now, Sushi, he has nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, and he will be easily taken down by Zin.
Yeah, Sushi going down like he's sushi now. Okay, and as he's going here, but look at how they're playing. Again, Myanmar still has that advantage. Now they're going to be just threatening, again, the enemy jungle. They haven't taken the bottom T1, so they're being a little bit greedy, but they're cutting the creeps, and this will, again, provide more of a push for Myanmar here.
Oh, the Team Nepal, they're losing space right now. As Team Myanmar decided to group up together as a 5. If you look at this, like, they didn't really put attention onto the top lane. They just let it go for now. As long as they can win other areas of the map, they're cool.
Yeah, they are cool with that. So Nepal finding something, right? And looks like there's a little bit of fight here.
Oh, ghost ship there, but nobody's there to follow up though. Everybody's so engrossed into the farm, which I totally understand. That's more of a defensive ghost ship, and that's fine.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the roster of Nepal here. I mean, when you've got a Garuda, you have wave clear. The Wings of Judgment will always be able to kind of clear things out. Your mid T1 is under half, which is a little worrying, especially at this stage. You gotta focus, you gotta defend that T1, because you're just trying to extend the game as long as possible. Then Swastik and Sushil will be able to catch back up and hopefully have an impact in this one.
Okay, I'm just doing the math here, right? So
yeah.
If you extend the game even further,
right?
Are you expecting Team Nepal to make a comeback here? Because they're behind in terms of gold. But we'll talk about that later, because right now, because of the ghost ship, Min is not able to get away any further, and he will be taken down. Well, that could be the moment that you were talking about.
Yeah, of course. It's about the little things, right? And being able to take that one off. I mean, yeah, you lost your bottom T1, but you're trading it away. You've finally taken down mid, but now you've lost the mid T1, which again, I was trying to be like, use that energy to kind of shuffle you back to defend it, and they didn't do a great job. And this opens up the map. Myanmar have a huge lead at this stage, especially with that tower down as well.
Oh, and In's waiting for the right moment again. Okay, they're scouting into the jungle, and Swastik. Okay, everyone's gonna chill for now because they realize that in about 40 more seconds, the next tire is gonna be up. So for them to engage, if they were to engage, they have to win it.
So one good thing about Nepal right now is that Swastik is actually doing a pretty decent job in terms of at least the level. He's got a slight advantage over Ant.
Oh, look at the damage on the Suyong. He's forced to use the Unbridled Outburst. Oh, and now without the Unbridled Outburst, Team Myanmar, they know that they have a big advantage, not only during the Thailand phase, but also while taking the disc buff as well. And we can see that there's probably a small attempt from the side by Swastik, but the moment he saw that, okay, they're still there, they're still well and healthy, I'll just turn back.
Yeah, map control turning into a contest. It's a 50-50. Ant was much better or quicker than Swastik on this one. Taking that away, it's going to slow down his farm. So Nepal, again, further behind, and now they're losing even the potential blue here.
And now with the Tyrant up, and Team Myanmar, they're waiting for it. They're almost using the Tyrant as a bait, right? They're not going for it yet. They're waiting in the brushes. And if Team Myanmar happens to walk in, they'll be like, okay, we'll take you down instead of the Tyrant first. But Team Nepal, they read that very well. They went for the Overlord instead.
Yeah, Nepal trying to go for that Tyrant, that would have been, you know, like a terrible situation. That would have been the worst case scenario for them. They decided to take the Overlord. This is about creating a little bit of space to buy yourself time, at least to the 10-minute mark, where you're able to maybe contest the Shadow Tyrant.
Oh, but here comes the minions as well. They're going to try to take this one down. Nice. Quickly cleared by Team Nepal. So everybody's back to reset. Right now, Team Myanmar, they also need to pay a little bit of attention to what's happening at the top.
Yeah, and I've been talking about this constantly. Whenever losing teams, they need to be looking to top lane.
Oh, here comes. It's going to be a 3v1. There's nowhere to go. And they will take him down just like that. And that's the advantage that you get if you have like the Nurza on your team.
Yeah, definitely with the Nurza. And then what I was trying to say, though, is that you're looking to split push. I know Swastik got caught out, but you have to make those sorts of plays because you need some sort of space. You are far behind. You're down more than 2K. You need to create a little bit of space, so somebody needs to rotate. If that action was happening in the top lane, maybe you look to push the bottom lane. And Sushank is now there, but it seems like they were a little slow to kind of, create all of these different pieces to this puzzle.
Well, I guess Suyo is trying to create that piece of a puzzle, but where is he going to go right now? It's going to be quite hard, right? Because he also has this level gap and also item gap between him and also on the Myanmar side. So even as tanky as he is, if he steps out, he might be taken out easy.
So you still have the Vanguard. That's going to put pressure on the bottom T1. This Shadow Tyrant's going to be wide open. But look at the Shadow Overlord. It looks like that's where the contest is going to truly be here.
Oh, okay. Space right now as Team Myanmar decided to group up together as well. But then again, the focus is fighting right now. Went all the way to the back line, getting the shield. 2 from Team Nepal. No, make that 3, make that 4. 4 from Team Nepal, taken down by Team Myanmar. Suyo has the back off right now, and Team Myanmar dominates the Overlord cap.
Yeah, Suyog has to recall on back. I mean, the fight was just really disjointed for them. You just saw how strong this Myanmar squad is. The fact that their heroes were able to just jump on you from all different sides. You have Skyfall, you have the Mai just looking to dash in. I mean, they were on top of them so quickly that Nepal was not able to, withstand that assault, and they got completely caught off. Again, they're very squishy, and as we check out this replay, they instantly run to the Overlord. They knew the fight, and look at how fast and that much burst. Sushield, once he's down, there's really nothing you can do. And you saw BJ just running for his life, but the Cannon Blast and Sai, they were doing some serious work. And yes, Sai trades his life away, but they got everything.
Oh, but the fight's not over yet, though. They fight again onto the wrap-up side where Ian gets Sushield not having a good time. Now Suyo's taking all the damage. He does not have the Uprider Albus just yet, and that's where they're going in onto him. But Suyo still holds on for his dear life, and he is okay for now.
Yeah, a little bit of a reprieve in that sense that they didn't just lose because they didn't have the minion wave, but it looks like Swastik finding Sai P, able to get that solo pick, but now he's running for his life.
Yeah, that's the typical Nakaruru gameplay, right? Go from behind. But then you have the Nurza chasing you down. Now Swastik is kind of cornered in front. You have the Cannon Blast. It did not connect, but it's all right. They will still get him at the end of the day.
Yeah, they actually found him, right? I mean, you got to check all little different parts. You have no real way to get away from this one. But he did get the kill onto Side B, which is going to help him out. Again, you're just trying to slow them down in some fashion. Yes, Swastik needs to stay alive. He probably needs to be farming. But again, it's about buying time. Sushield needs to die a little bit less because he is going to be the one guy that needs to get all that farm.
Yeah, that's a good point, right? His KD is 0-4-1 right now. That's not good if you're a farm laner and you're expected to carry the team at the later stages of the game. So they have to find a way to, well, either protect him even more or he needs to keep the distance.
I mean, he's 3K behind. I mean, Zin, right, in that lane matchup, the head-to-head, if you will. Just a terrible spot to be in. So again, Nepal right now, they're reeling, but the opportunity, again, slowing it down, wave clear, make sure those minions aren't hitting you, and to, again, slow this game down as much as possible.
Oh yeah, and Team Nepal with the Wings of Judgment, they can definitely do that. But the longer they drag this game,
welcome to the Honor of Kings Open Series registration guide. In this video, we'll walk you through the simple steps to register.
They still try to win over space, but they need to do this fast.
Yeah, and look, somebody else needs to be split pushing. I think Sushank is probably the guy. It's okay if Sushank dies, right? Swastik needs to stay alive as well as Sushield because those are your damage burst guys that need to get on top when those team fights are actually happening.
Oh, here comes the Cannon Blast, but it is onto Suyo.
Welcome to the Honor of Kings Open Series registration guide. In this video, we'll walk you through the simple steps to register for Honor of Kings Open Series Split 6.
In about 20
First
more
of all,
seconds,
go to the home page and enter Events.
Is Team Myanmar going to pull the hat?
Click the button More and find the registration
They
page.
don't have the minions, right? And DePaul, this is
Then
the way
click
you
on
want to
the
defend
Open
high ground,
Series
at least
banner.
for now. But with all 3 lanes pushing,
Registration
coming
starts
on
from
this
June
one, this is
5th
gonna
to
be a
July
tough one because
14th.
you've
All
got
regions
all
kick off
at
together,
once. How are
including
you gonna defend?
HK/MO
They are
region,
going to go for the
SEA
Tyrant.
Indonesia,
But
SEA
it's not a
Malaysia,
full-on commitment
SEA
to Tyrant,
Philippines,
as they send
SEA
out,
Wildcard,
Min,
South
they send
Asia,
out
India,
Saidi
MENA,
to be
South
the frontliners
Latam,
to
North
open up that space
Latam,
and
North
also to
America,
distract,
South Korea,
Team
Japan,
Nepal,
Eastern
thinking that
Europe
they
and
are
Central
still
Asia,
around, but in
Western
fact,
Europe and
they got
Brazil.
Tyrant.
Select your
Nepal was
region
not able
and
to
find the
contest
join
because the
button
top
on the
lane was
right.
completely in
Please
their crystal,
remember,
right? So they
region
had to
cannot be
defend on that
changed
one.
after confirmation.
It just makes it very easy.
Now,
so Myanmar,
take a moment
this
to
is
review the tournament
other
rules.
side of the story is that they've been in
Check
full
the box
control,
to indicate
right?
your
They had
agreement
a-
and understanding of the rules. Next, you can join an existing team or create your own team. Welcome to the Honor of Kings Open Series Registration Guide. In this video, we'll walk you through the simple steps to register for Honor of Kings Open Series Split 6. First of all, go to the home page and enter Events.
ओके गाइस गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन और मैं कुछ मेन पॉइंट्स है जो मैं बोल देती हूँ विच इज़ रियली इम्पोर्टेंट. सो मेन पॉइंट्स आर मैच के टाइमिंग. आज का मैच का टाइम है 3:30 PM IST पे है. रिक्वेस्ट है कि कम से कम 1:30 घंटे पहले ही रेडी रहो, ठीक है. ओके ये इंडिया में सेमी प्रो और स्टैक्स टीम के लिए प्रोफेशनल ग्रास बूट्स पाथवे है. इसमें फॉर्मेट 4 वीकेंड पॉइंट रेस June 19, July 12. ओपन क्वालिफायर्स एलिमिनेशन फाइनल्स के साथ जुलाई 13 अगस्त 2 दोनों ही टीम दोनों पाथ में रजिस्टर कर सकती है अपने चांसेस बढ़ाने के लिए. ये स्प्लिट के टॉप टीम्स को इंडिया अगले नेशनल क्वालिफायर्स में डायरेक्ट स्लॉट मिलेगा. रजिस्ट्रेशन अपॉर्चुनिटी और नेशनल क्वालिफायर्स ज़रूरी हाईलाइट. ओके मैच चालू हो गया है, देखते हैं अभी.
Well, be positive about it.
It's other people's fault. It's never Jack Pay's fault.
Yeah, it's not the Zhangfei's fault, right? I mean, just look at how Team Myanmar, they position themselves, right? They
True.
never grew up. They're always like, one is here, one is there. They're like, okay, if you draw a line, it'll be like a U-shaped sort of thing, right? From the top to the other side. So if your opponent is in that situation, when do you land the Umbrella Albers? I can imagine myself holding his phone there, trying to find out, like, where do I let it go?
Yeah.
Right? Because Unbridled Armors is such an expensive skill that if you let it go once and it whiffs, that's it.
And it's also a very difficult situation coming in from Team Nepal because Zin was on a Direnjie. Out of the marksman that has a built-in CC removal, it's a Direnjie.
Yep.
You hit the Unbridled Outburst, so what? I'm just gonna hit that legal immunity on my spell too, and I'm gonna walk away. Easy peasy, right? And if you think about it from Team Nepal side, in a traditional way, Swastik is gonna be able to go for those side lanes and look for that split push. But the problem is, you have side P on the Maestro Nui and Iant on that Nurza. Anytime you show yourself in the side lane, a Skyfall on your head will be flying towards you, and then the cavalry arrives, and then it will capture you. After that, it's a 4v5. 4v5 converts into more jungle pressure and wins coming in from Myanmar, and that's essentially how they built that lead from start to finish.
Just too much mobility from Myanmar, Sky, right? The Neza and the Mai, the way that they were able to just kind of navigate any sort, like you go onto them, they get on out, right? But at the same time, you go on somebody else, they fly on in, and they just like help each other out. The support is just instantly there. I like the fact that you snap. I can't do it right now. But I think that this is still a great draft where Nepal, again, didn't really have any answers. Once Sushil got taken down, and he got taken down 4 times, you're going to really struggle to find anything. You didn't have a carry that's able to kind of do that consistent damage to deal with the Myanmar squad.
Yeah, I want to give a bit of credit to Swastik, right? Because he realized that after that first takedown, when Nurza comes in, Mai Shiranui comes in, and everyone else, because of their mobility, he doesn't do that again.
Correct.
It's like he quickly learns and he readapts again.
Yeah, I have to agree, right? Because in these sort of moments, you're like, okay, we need to split push, but when I split push, I will get targeted up by the Nurza, and that's a very stressful situation.
Yeah.
The only thing that I can see Nepal doing better is potentially in the drafting phase, when you see a Mai Nui, consider taking away the Direnjie for your own usage, which will give Sushil more of a comfort room in that farming, because in the early game, we saw how the Mai Nui from side P was just casually doing a drive-by, going into the bottom lane, picking up few quick takedowns onto side Sushil, because it's an errand. Not a lot of mobility when you don't have flash. One good setup coming from side P and side H, you're gone.
Yeah, instantly. And that's kind of what you saw. He was kind of bullied in that way. He was constantly focused. The priority was incredibly smart by Myanmar. Finding the right target. Sushil was definitely the guy. Swastik was definitely high on that list as well.
And you can see this one player coming in from the side of Myanmar, side H on that Mozi. 70,000 damage, the second highest in the team coming in from Myanmar. It means one thing. He's been hitting a lot of those cannon blasts throughout the entirety of this game 1.
You normally see that kind of stats if you play a Moza mid, right?
Yeah.
You play a Moza roam and you're still up there. In fact, he had more damage output than some of his other teammates. So, yeah, he has been hitting everything on point.
So it's like the perfect complement to the rest of them. When Neza and the Mai are flying in, they're looking for, like, they'll start with their, like, mini stuns or whatever, and then the cannon blast comes on top, just like the further gravy, that control, so that you have that burst. And you're seeing exactly the goal graph. They were constantly in control, basically just dictating the pace of this entire game. They were, again, just like perfect, dare I say, in this one.
I like that breakdown, Hauler, because if we were to deep dive into both teams' draft, I would say the commitment required coming in from Team Nepal for a successful engage is much more expensive compared to Myanmar. Let's take a look at Myanmar's draft, right? You have the Mai Nui, you have the Mozi. Meaning, if you land a good Kachosen and a good Cannon Blast to thin out the enemy's health bar, the next moment what happens? Ant comes in with the Skyfall on that specific target. But when you turn the script over to Nepal, it's pretty difficult. You can't engage on anyone unless Suyok lands a perfect Unbridled Outburst. But as again, we see the enemy draft. Both side lanes coming in for the side of Myanmar has a built-in cleanse in their ultimate or in their spell too.
Yeah, and actually, the way Ian came in just to clean up, I mean, he came in like a wrecking ball, like at the perfect time, like right when things are about to happen. They dive in your tires. They are not scared. They can be aggressive because they understand that they have this mobility game.
Yeah, but I like that ghost ship though. So that's one of the ideas that, okay, if a team fight goes well to you, yes, the ghost ship blocks your opponent, Unbridled Outburst comes in from the back, and then it's all good. But there was no opportunity given by Team Myanmar. So I must say that this game was a bit of an outplay by Team Myanmar in terms of how they position themselves.
I think this was also a crucial misposition coming in from Suyok. He wasn't handling any sort of push. Instead, he was joining the Overlord damage contribution, which if he was nearer towards BJ or Sushil, you have the heal, you have the redemption, you have the shield coming from Zhang Fei. Maybe that Overlord fight could have been better coming in for Nepal in turning this game around Myanmar.
Yeah, and even this final hold, easier said than done, but you're kind of like, everything is from a front. If everybody's coming in, they're dictating when things are happening. And Ian, again, clean up on aisle 3, because Neza, every single time, 4-0-2, the way he's able to jump in, yes, he had only 30% of the damage, but the timing and the ability to kind of ensure that you secure those kills, very well played by Ian, the 16-year-old prodigy.
Dude, if I'm not mistaken, he has the most MVPs for Team Myanmar, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
He's at 3 MVPs, if I'm not mistaken, as of this point, which is tied to some of the players like Emmanuel or Ling Wang thus far, who also has 3.
Just clean it up. I mean, this is what you want, right? Whenever a team is kind of like, I need my carry, I need my core to really step up, he's as consistent as you can get, right? And this is what you want from the jungle lane, because it really sets the tone of how a good game is going to go, because, you know, he's ready to go and doesn't even die in his case as well.
Yeah. Flawless game, right? Yeah, flawless game.
Yeah, flawless game. And imagine that his role is like, okay, my role is to go in first.
Yeah.
And normally, if like, oh, you're the go in first guy, you're expected to sacrifice yourself.
Yeah.
But in his case, it's like, no, he comes out clean.
Very clean game, right? Like early game jungle pressure, I would say that it's more of a collaborative effort. It's about being consistent, right? We did see like Side P, Side H, they set up a lot of team fights in the early, especially the cannon blast coming from the Mozi. As on the Tyrant fight, that was really crucial. And the thing inside the box, locking in Swastik's Nakoruru, giving Team Myanmar a good game 1 opening here. Now for game 2, right? I think for the side of Team Nepal, maybe let's avoid the Zhangfei for now and go for something that allows them more proactiveness. Something like the Lian Po, something like a Lapu Lapu. Maybe that could have helped Suyok open up the game faster compared to a Zhangfei.
I mean, the idea is definitely there, but it just seemed like Myanmar were able to kind of move around expecting that it was there, and they never really grouped up so that he got that perfect angle to get that umbrella outburst off. Right? And so that's kind of where it doesn't matter if it's like a Raging Sea or a Tremor Smash, because they're so spaced out. Their positioning is flawless. And that was how they were able to, again, navigate through these big ults.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not about like, okay, you need to find that opportunity to land that big ult, right? It's also about like, can I open up the space or not, right? Can you go in front? And if you go in front, if you're caught, can you actually turn back? Frankly speaking, between, Zhangfei can do that as well. Lapu Lapu can do that, but Lapu Lapu, we did talk about the difference that the ultimate cooldown is way shorter / easier to obtain.
Yeah, which is some of the considerations that Suyok needs to consider, right? Yes, you can pick the Zhangfei, but maybe a supplementary engage coming in from the side of Team Nepal might be more cherished here, because we saw from that game itself, when they are behind, they were put in a rather passive position. They couldn't find any engage. If they were to split push, they were checkmate by the Nutsa ultimate per se. So coming in for the second game, their draft needs to be more flexible. They need to have more directions of the game. Like, I'm behind? Sure. At the very least, if we're behind, we still have engage tools to pick people off guard when we see Nutsa on the side lane, or we see the side of Min on the side lane split pushing as well. They need more options. They need to be more proactive in a sense.
Yeah, and actually, I'm kind of thinking like, what other sort of roam might they pick? And I think like a Diadia or somebody. When the Mai or the Neza comes in, you've got the Bitter Farewell, a little bit of control. Plus, you're able to help sustain some of your cores, keeping them alive. I mean, another one that kind of comes to mind is Liang, but nobody likes guys with glasses. Like,
yeah, nobody likes Liang thus far. It's a pretty difficult hero to actually play. But you know what I like so far? The venue we're actually playing at, which is the Petaling Jaya Marriott Hotel here, the official venue sponsor and hotel partner for the 2026 Asian Games Esports Qualifiers Honor of Kings event. Thank you so much, Marriott Petaling Jaya, for sponsoring us. It has been a fantastic event thus far at this venue.
Yeah, and it has been fantastic games as well. But speaking about games, we're going to check out what's going to be the next draft, right? So there are a few suggestions here and there which are great, but okay. So if you were Myanmar, right? Let's talk about the other side, right? What would you improve further for the game? I know it's a flawless game, we did talk about it, but I'm sure there are things that can be improved further.
I think you just ride this out, right? You don't need to change things up. That was a dominant game. You had a great draft that countered almost everything Nepal was throwing at you. Continue on. Make Nepal make all the adjustments. If they beat you in game 2, okay, now let's go to the drawing board. Let's figure out what we need to do. But right now, this train is rolling, man, and it's all in favor of Myanmar.
Yeah, they're definitely in the driver's seat right now. And for Myanmar, just maintaining on what you were doing last game and converting it to the momentum this game is exactly what you need to be doing here. Drafting-wise, I think it's coming more of a Nepal's improvement rather than Myanmar's improvement right now.
And Myanmar, they have the first pick after this. So again, they can set the tone. they can pick, and they can again potentially pick a Nerza and like, now I have a Nerza again. What are you going to do about it?
Well, they need to do a much better job of dealing with that. I think the Neza is a little bit easier to counter. I think that for me, I think the Mai just had too much impact.
I agree on that statement.
Yeah,
the Mai and Mozi was the key factor coming in for the early game. That's why we saw Xin. He was practically untouched in that game. No one could do anything towards the Direnjie. He was just taking down towers with those golden tokens, with those third stacks, just pinning those towers down, softening it and battering up. That's why they're putting that focus once again on towards Xin's Direnjie, because they know for a fact, okay, Nepal, you're probably going to pick like a Zhang Fei onto a Suyok, a Lapu Lapu. What am I going to do about it? I'm going to pick a Direnjie that can perfectly mitigate those knockups.
Looks like they're going to go the Mai themselves. They want to set up with tempo. They want to be like, okay, it worked for you. Will it work for us? Nepal, we're like, we're going to show you how it should be played. And I know that BJ will be up to the task here.
Now, just for kicks, I want to see Myanmar picking the Zhang Fei now.
They will. We might be seeing it right now.
Right.
They're back to what they successfully again. You know, the Nerza being locked in here, likely going into the hands of Anne. And I'm liking the Haino. Good counter into the Mai Shiranui as the anti-burst. Not sure if he's going for the Purify or the Frenzy that we've seen some players would like to go. And then the Nerza, every time you see a Ata, you'll be like, oh, you like to heal. Let me bring out the Nerza. Built in parallel effect that can reduce your healing.
Yeah, and also the Haino, it's about the towers that might be potentially taken down because the Mai is all over the place and having impact in other lanes. So you also have that Fate Rewind. Again, just trying to slow this game down. Right now, they've got the Direnjie. Yes, it's also kind of like that, you know, the old tried and true, but you've got the Neza for the potential backline jump in, finding that Mai and hunting her down.
And since Team Myanmar, they already have the Nerza, right? So same formula applies, that Team Nepal, they have to forget about like, okay, we want to do the split push thing. Alright, let's just forget about that. Maybe focus on the team fight. So I would expect like maybe in Team Nepal, they are going to pick a hero that can set up for team fights even more. Honestly speaking, I wouldn't be surprised if they go for the Zhang Fei again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised as well, right? But judging from the current bans thus far, Myanmar and also Nepal, they're still not touching the roamer pool. Both of them are tending out the clash lane pools that they don't really want to be seeing that could actually threaten their backline here. So the Zhang Fei, the Lapu Lapu, the Lian Po, one of it will be available for either teams.
Yeah, just targeting like both sides in terms of the clash, right? A lot of impact that you could just potentially get on, like the Byron and the Guan Yu. Like these things are like power picks that you want to kind of take out. Now it's going to be a little bit of a different story. I mean, I'm thinking that the Ata here is probably a jungle, but they could flex it, and that flexibility could really help into the second phase of the draft.
And then I like the fact that you bring out the bans, right? Channel, ever since it's banned out, we saw in the previous series, is one of our most picked thus far in the Asian Games qualifiers here. And the substitute pick coming in for the farming that has been consistently performing, winning or losing moments is the Direnjie.
Oh yeah. I think Direnjie maybe it has not been highlighted as much just because of how much Chano has been picked, right? Yeah, but also the Arlie has kind of fallen off favor as well. Obviously, we're not going to see the Arlie here being picked up. The idea is going to be banned out instead. So now it's time for the CC setters to be picked up by Nepal.
Yeah, and actually for me, I mean, talking a little bit about the Arlie, it just seems like it's so squishy. You have to be completely, I mean, obviously all of these players are focused, but like you have to be ensuring that your positioning is flawless, because you make one mistake, literally your team just crumbles because you don't have that damage, and she will fall.
She will fall, and you take a look at the side of Nepal, they technically just told him like, okay, you played the Mai Shiranui, you picked the Mozi, let me swap it up, let me try what you actually did just now and try it for myself. Is it really that good? And for Myanmar here, they need a hero that can actually defend them while also look for advantage in that team fight. I think Myanmar might be locking in that Zhang Fei pair of the Direnjie and also the Haino to form that strong brick wall that they're looking for, because so far, Myanmar has already sufficient damage and strong front line to actually pace themselves in these moments here. But it's going to be the Lapu Lapu and a late game Charlotte here going to the hands of Min. So what will Nepal be coming in with their last pick here for that clash lane?
Wow, very, very balanced draft here by Team Myanmar. You have the Lapu Lapu can set up on the front, open the space, can absorb damage, and if they want to go to the back line, they have the Nerza. They even have the Charlotte as a choice as well. So very good choices here by Team Myanmar. So now for Team Nepal, I would love to see more durability, but then again, yeah, it's the clash lanes on durability. I don't know. Maybe it's time for the Lubu to come out.
I'm actually scared about this Charlotte, right? I think that from Min, you know that once he gets going, he's kind of like the Fatih in the last game, where he's going to be like a bit of a carry, right? You need some sort of control and another way to kind of deal with that. But it looks like they're going to shift gears here. Nakaru stick to that same tried and true, but they've kind of added the moats and the Mai to hopefully overcome in game 2.
I like it, right? A more stronger, I would say, early game mid duo with the mid and roam to actually give more jungle pressure here. So you don't need Swastik to always be the one jumping in first. You can let the mid lane on the side of BJ or on the side of Suyok to find that crowd control in first, then the subsequent cleanup crew come in for Swastik on the Nakaruru.
Yeah, I like how they set up Atta to be like either you can be the jungle or you can be the clash lane, and at the end of the day, they chose Nakaruru as the jungler here. So, interesting setup here. What are your thoughts, Holler?
I mean, I like both sides. I think going into this one, the Nakaruru really needs to be on point. I think that the last game he was split pushing, he got picked off. I think that somebody else needs to be taking that role. But again, if you're winning, that's not a problem whatsoever.
All right. I mean, if you're winning, it's never a problem, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. There are times when you're winning and you're like, my teammates are still kind of toxic though, you know?
Okay. Sounds like experience.
I'm not the guy. I'm saying my other teammates are. I just want to be very clear with that.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that. We won't report you for now. Yeah. But again, same formula applied. So both teams are already very good at this. It's like after they clear up the first wave, they rotate to either side to put pressure in. And because Team Nepal, you have the Moser, you have the potential to jungle a bit slightly more, or at least at the side.
Yeah. So from last game to this one, the biggest difference is that Nepal, their movement needs to be a little bit more decisive, right? They were letting Myanmar make most of those moves, especially since they had Sai on the Mai and was able to impact it. Now that he's on the Haino, he's much slower. He probably needs to stick in the lane a little bit longer. So now you have that advantage as now you have that Mai.
Yeah, because Haino is not the most mobile sort of hero, right? Like, yes, you can clear your lanes really, really quickly, but can you outmove the Mai? Definitely not, right?
Yeah,
so that's why it's like, okay, by the time Mai's done, you'll be back on the lane. I might as well stay for another wave.
Yeah, so this, you got to take advantage of this, right? Nepal, on the other hand, they need to be fast. And I love the way that they've drafted. They're kind of setting themselves up for a good early game, because that will get the snowball going. Once they have control of the map, they can do what Myanmar did to them.
Oh, they're grouping up as a 4 now, but it's still kind of early though. Yes, it's level 4 here and there, except for Suyok, but Suyok level 4, not the biggest of impact. The bigger impact for a Moser is going to be the Cannon Blast, because that's going to be like continuous stun from afar. If you get the thing inside the box already, that's a nice bonus.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, when the team fights are happening, probably more in the 4 minutes, when it's, I mean, you're going to have it way before then, but it's not something that you want to be gunning out of position for, especially early, because you're very squishy.
Oh, but keep an eye on the top though. I see that there's a rotation by side H above. Okay, just waiting right in front of Sushank, but both sides really teasing each other.
So if you're looking exactly what Zin H is doing as well, he's kind of been moving, you know, like, I mean, they made a rotation, so he's in the top lane, something to take note of. And in the bottom, you're seeing that Min is like, okay, I can actually deal with Sushil by myself, just got to stick to my, you know, my long-range tri-slashes for those last hits.
Yeah, they did a lane swap, right? And I guess because of the harassment kept coming in from Team Nepal early on, like they sent 4 players down, he wasn't comfortable there, and they said like, okay, you know what, let's just do a lane swap, Charlotte can tank it out, that's okay, and you just focus on the farm, because we need you at the late game.
Yeah, and it's also just, again, if you get ganked on, you have mobility. You can get to the tower, right? And I think it's just kind of like thinking long-term. Plus, we're trying to, again, get Zin H going. He has been the guy that's been able to close out games, and anytime he's got that farm, and he's going to have a huge range advantage against Sushank, so it's going to make his life difficult.
Yeah, and now Sushank, he needs a bit of help there. But if his objective is just to hold the lane, he'll be okay. But if he wants to win the lane, he'll definitely need backup. And that's where they send their players up there. But let's remember, there's about 20 more seconds before the Tyrant comes up. So are they going to focus onto the Overlord? Try something different? I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't mean to be a defeatist for Sushank, but it's a range versus melee, right, in the lane. Plus, Sai is there babysitting. Chances of winning the lane are very difficult for Sushank. It's about him just holding the fort. Again, now the 4-minute mark is happening. You're seeing the teleports as now they're going to start to move in towards this Tyrant here.
Okay, both teams starting it off, and the Tyrant's now down to 50% of health. But then again, the moment Team Myanmar arrives, like Team Nepal, they all turn back. It's like they're giving away the Tyrant just like that.
It didn't seem like Swastik really wanted to go for that fight. They were kind of playing defensive defensive in that regard. They started it, which is very odd, and then they're like, actually, we don't want this. We're going to give it to them.
Yeah, and they did them a favor by chunking down the health to 50%.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But
Maybe they're just nice, huh? Did you ever think of it that way?
okay, that's nice and positive. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we need to learn how to think positively. But Nepal, okay, they're still around this era, right? So this kind of worries me. Are they stuck here?
Nepal?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that they should be. If anything, right now, it's about securing your own buffs.
Okay.
Making sure that you're not being, invaded. And Suyog is there. He's that sentry. He's watching things and making sure that, again, Sushil stays alive. The blue buff was in your favor. And now Swastik, he does have this buff, but now Skyfall going in.
Oh, okay. From the back. Oh, but then again, he pulled back. But it's okay. That's good communication shown by Myanmar. They know that they don't have the minions that time, so it's not worth it.
Yeah, definitely not worth it. That would have been very deep, especially since they didn't take the bottom T1. But now, again, the way that Myanmar, they know that they're up, and now they're trying to take over the map here.
Okay. They see Swastik there. Swastik 6 damage, and they pull back again. This is a very different playstyle from the first game from Team Myanmar. Very, very disciplined. But now they're grouping up all 5 together because they know that the difference this round is that there's no Zhang so they can move like a drone now.
Yeah, I have not been...
Oh, there you go, Swastik. It's going to be difficult for him to escape. There's one last hit left, but still able to get away. But Swastik, is he able to at least trade it back? Looks like the answer is no, but somehow Swastik survived that one. How did he do it?
I mean, his friends came, right? And the party members were all just like on top of him and like, we got you, buddy. And they ended up making the save, which is key. Swastik going down would have been a disaster. I wish in my ranked games, when I get assaulted under the top T1 like that, somebody came to help me. Sad story.
But if you're toxic, it's nobody's going to help you.
What are you talking about? It's just because I write in all caps? I'm just emphasizing what I'm trying to say of help me.
Oh, okay, all right. Nice justification. I'll take that the next time we play our ranked games together. But anyway, now focus is back onto the blue buff here and Team Nepal. Okay, Team Nepal is starting to mirror what Team Myanmar is doing, right? They're moving as a 5, Team Myanmar moving as a 5. It's a matter of who will pull the trigger first.
Yeah, it is about that, but you're behind. And if anytime you're mirroring somebody, you're going to be further and further behind because they're up, right? This is where you need to be aggressive. You need to change things up and get some sort of, aggressiveness. Look to invade the enemy jungle in some fashion. Right now, everything is very reactive. And again, just to your point of just mirroring them.
Oh, okay. And who's going to make the big move here? So if for Team Myanmar, Sai H needs to make the big move because obviously he's the Lapu Lapu, right? If he doesn't make that move, then nobody else is going to do it.
Yeah, no, Sai H is doing the perfect job. That's not the issue. I'm talking from Nepal. They need to be looking to kind of getting into this one because Sai H, excuse me, he's just been that far forward scout, right? Anybody that walks around, he's like, okay, I got you. I know things are coming. The numbers, like that is so key when you're able to kind of track movement across the map.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, right? Because the one that's losing ground right now is Team Nepal, not Myanmar. So Myanmar is like, I'm all good that we just continue this on. We can drag the game a little bit more and subsequently win the game because of, they take all the ground, right? But it looks like they're going to pull the trigger on this Suyog. Suyog managed to flash away to safety with the cannon blast behind. Does not connect to anyone, but that's okay.
Yeah, but just using a flash, yes, you stay alive, but now you don't have it for the big team fight, and now they're going in here.
This is going to be a 2v1 here, but look at the amount of damage he's able to absorb. Swastik is still alive after all that.
Yeah, Swastik, he is alive, but he's limping back into the fountain. He's going to do the walk of shame, even getting back in. And look at how Myanmar, again, just surgical, the way that they're able to take over this game.
This could potentially be the longest wait for the first strike here. We're already like 8.5 minutes in. So it's going to be interesting to see how long more this can drag on.
Yeah, and this is more of like how Nepal are not willing to give up anything other than towers. I mean, they haven't died, but they're trying to play a very cagey game, but it's playing into the hands of Myanmar. Their draft has kind of, made things much worse for Nepal to kind of come back in, but now they might go for this steal here on this overload.
Okay, I see a sneaky one here, and...
Shh, don't tell them,
Okay. Okay. Now they get the notification say, hey, you know what? Check your message there. You missed this one. This email was a week ago. Then the Team Myanmar, they got the overlord. But while they were doing that, Team Nepal got the overlord. While they were doing that, Team Myanmar actually kind of put pressure onto the bottom lane.
Yeah, but these Vanguards, a little bit of space, a little bit of push. At the same time, Myanmar, I think that they're more than capable with this lead. They're going to be able to just burn them down as they're already in all three lanes, taking them down and just kind of, again, just shepherding the minion waves forward.
Okay, look at what Team Myanmar is doing right now. They are opening up Ant onto the bottom. Let him push. If he's needed, he can come to them to support further. But Sushank taking that damage, he's the one to try to bait out those skills for a potential engagement. But skill engagement, we're coming close to 10 minutes. No first strike yet.
Yeah, no first strike, but the way that Myanmar are threatening, they did a lot of damage. How many common skills, how many flashes have we seen from Nepal where they're just trying to stay alive, right? They don't want to fight, but at the same time, they're forced to kind of play even more defensive because they don't have those common skills. So the poking from Myanmar has been on point in this one.
Okay, now blue buff time. Is Team Nepal going to challenge for it? I doubt so. No. They have been protecting their blue buff decently well for the past few buffs, right? But this is that time where they lose that blue buff, they will lose the Tyrant as well. So once Team Myanmar gets this Tyrant, ooh, okay, I'm pretty sure they're thinking of like challenging Team Nepal right now.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happened last time, right? Where they took the Tyrant, they quickly moved over to the Overlord, and Nepal had stuck around. They stuck around way too long for the Overlord, and they got paid with their lives. So Nepal right now, we're like, okay, let's retreat. We don't have enough time to really take it for now. Let's, again, just buy a little bit of time. Hopefully we can deal with these minions here.
Yeah, and Team Myanmar, they had eyes on the Overlord side, right? So they kind of know, like, okay, is it worthwhile for you guys to rotate in? Is there still enough time and all that? And there was. So when they came, Team Nepal could not complete taking down the Overlord, and now the Overlord is still standing.
Yeah, and look at how the numbers from Myanmar, top, mid, both of those lanes are pushing. Bottom is just going to be fine, equalizing, right? They're going to be happy with this, but the way that they've got the numbers so that Nepal has to respond to this. They're not able to split push because, again, they don't even have the bottom T2.
Oh man, they're just eating space right now. Oh, but looks like an engagement. They're going in. Swastik now in trouble. He is all alone. His teammates all the way behind. It was almost like they were playing in two different games.
It just didn't seem like everyone else got the memo that he was going in, right? Swastik was trying to force the play a little bit, got out of position. He just paid with his life because, again, Myanmar were like, okay, you want to fly into the back line? Let's go. And then they ended up just eating him up.
And now it could probably be BJ though. BJ has to be careful there, but lucky enough he's able to roll back into his space. But now without Swastik, Myanmar, they have the man advantage. That means that they will go in and the Raging Sea catches two of them. Together with IP coming in, getting Suyok and mid with Sushil. And this is Team Myanmar having the man advantage. Swastik is back though, but what can he do about the situation? He tries in mind, but then the Crystal will be taken down. Another clean win for Myanmar.
Clean win. I mean, Sage, when he goes in with that flash, Raging Sea, that was perfect. That's the perfect initiation to start off the team fight. And we were talking about not very many kills. Well, boom, that's a team wipe. They'll take the game.
One is all it takes. One mistake coming in from Swastik at the 11-minute mark, causing the first strike, allowing Team Myanmar to just brute force into the base of Team Nepal, claiming a clean 2-0 victory. And right now, with that win over to the side of this 2-0, Myanmar has directly qualified to the main event.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a little bit of a cue in terms of the handshakes at the very end. I mean, Myanmar just completely in control of this one, just dominant. And we were going to question, like, hey, 2-0 teams going at it. Who would be able to take it off? And it looks like just too much Myanmar. They were on fire this game.
Yeah, I guess that one moment that broke this game, right, was the Nakaruru going in alone, right? His other teammates were like left behind, and it's not only about like behind, right? Like there's a wall separating them. Like even if they want to go forward, it's like, hey, dude, there's like a wall in front, and you're the Nakaruru. Obviously, you can chase, but we can't. So they were left behind there. And the moment that Nakaruru went out, it was a 4v5. Team Myanmar, they had the man advantage, and that's where they know that they can just press the W button.
I think it's like what you mentioned, right? It's out of sync from what we expect. It's like Swastik going in while the tower is already down, and then the teammates are already backing off. Like even the side of Suyok, he already burned the flash. So it wasn't really a proper timing for him to actually look for the engage. Maybe he was panicking because the game is slowly slipping out of control. Out of that game, yes, it was 10 minutes of just Myanmar looking for the objective wins. But the way they do that is actually very, very nice, whereby they played Xin on the Direnjie to consistently push down those towers with the help of the Lapu Lapu and the Haino constantly guarding him, which to the side of Team Nepal, they had no answers to the infinite pushes coming in from this Direnjie.
Yeah, no answers indeed. I mean, if you're looking at Nepal, it's like, okay, they're going to give up a tower, but that ended up being like 9 towers, right? Like in the very end, they were like, okay, we're not really willing to fight at some point. You gotta take a stand at some moment. But what is that moment? When you get a certain item? Is it a milestone? Like what is that? What are you waiting for, right? You have to go in at some point to defend, because they were completely playing passive, even to the very, very end when the crystal was just like there, like they were not willing to initiate. They got jumped on.
Yeah, they were moving further back and back and back, right? But I guess to be positive about the situation, right? That was what the Nakaru was thinking of. It's like, okay, guys, if you don't want to engage, I will just do it, okay? Just follow me. But everyone was still like, sure. You know, the kind of hesitation, right? And that was kind of reflected in the gameplay.
I think it's more of a shot call issue, right? Where it's really desync, and then you needed the Mai Nui and also the and the trio mid, right, to actually look for in good plays in the early game, where we didn't really get to see.
Yeah.
And the Nerza, traditionally speaking, right, it's kind of weak of an early game jungle, unless his jungle tempo doesn't get bottom, which is what we saw from the last 2 games. He was free farming, he was getting all the resource in the world without any hesitation coming in for the team itself, which really allowed Team Myanmar to consistently get more and more leads. Yes, takedowns wasn't a lot. It was a total of 3 takedowns in the entirety of this game. But Team Nepal, they just couldn't find any single moment that they were looking for.
Yeah, no single moment. And you know things are rough when your Mai is like 0 kills. I mean, 0 deaths is great, but 0 hit 0-0, right? Like you didn't really have much of an impact in terms of the early game. That's what you want. That's where she excels, where she's able to kind of dominate the outside lanes, let your other cores get some kills, and then that's when you snowball. And that's, again, you want to be aggressive. Unfortunately for Nepal, they weren't able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and because they were pushed back, they couldn't get any takedowns, they couldn't farm at all. The items are just too far. I mean, it's not comparable at this point. But yeah, when was the last time you see a 0-0-0, not only on Mai, right, but on any hero, right?
It's been a while, right? I mean, it's a very, I would say, quiet game in terms of the takedowns or team fights. It boils down to the final moment where Swastik went out of control, and then he went in with a desync play, and everything just escalated from there on out, with the final play coming in from the Myanmar roamer, Sai H, on that flash ultimate on the Lapu Lapu.
Just, I mean, Sai P, this is exactly what you want. Like, being that, with those scepters, just constantly being the front line. I mean, Ian didn't really have too many Skyfalls because they were never really catching Nepal out of position. Nepal playing a very cagey game, and it seemed like they were almost too scared to really make a play because they're like, Skyfall's going to be on top of me. Like, we can't do this. But it played in the hands of Myanmar. They're like, okay, let Zin H do his work in terms of the towers, taking them all down. You had Sai H as the backup in terms of those Raging Seas. Like, Nepal had no way in, and it seemed like it really was like a mental thing more than anything else.
You know what? It almost feels like it was something that they brought from the previous game.
I agree.
Right? It's like, okay, you have a Nerza. Oh, if I go out, I'm going to be caught by the Nerza. But maybe this time the Nerza is like, hey, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to play a different style this time. But you don't want to go in the lane. You don't want to push. That's fine by me.
And for Myanmar, right, it's like what you said, right? It's like something that they brought through the previous game. It's like, oh, we saw the DRNJ having so much success. Let's just lock it in again. Let's just play around it. And for Team Nepal, they're like scratching their heads, like, how do we actually tackle this DRNJ? Because every time we don't handle it, we lose. Or when we are trying to handle it, we get caught in a team fight that we cannot win, which resulted into this goal graph. Yes, not the biggest of the goal graphs at the 12-minute mark, but this is a game under our consideration that is only 3 takedowns involved by both teams.
And you're kind of watching this and you're like, with the kill counts as low as they were, am I watching soccer, right? Am I watching football for you other folks? But this is a game, I mean, it's low scoring, right? And you're kind of just getting pushed back. You're losing towers, right? And that's not like recorded in the scorecard, if you will, but that's kind of where Myanmar are willing to play a boring game, a very cagey one, where nobody's able to kind of get to the back line or find any sort of kills because they're able to, again, control the map and dominate you.
Hey, it's all about objective, right, at the end of the day. So for them, it's like, okay, we can get 100 takedowns, but if we still burst our crystal, it doesn't mean anything, right? So they're thinking of like, okay, let's just control, play this super disciplined. This is like really super disciplined. You know what? It almost reminds me of how Hong Kong China would play.
Oh, I like that comparison, yes. As you can see, this is the moment that you have like a 4,000 goalie coming in from Myanmar, not the end of the world coming in from Nepal, but this decent play coming from Swastik. It's a bit of a sad approach, I would say, and then when it's a 4v5, the Lapu Lapu coming in from the side of Sai just comes in with the spell 2 charge into the backline, finding the perfect engage to send the game to a 2-0 finish. And Myanmar, congratulations! You are heading towards the main event.
Yeah, congratulations to them as they move on. I mean, the first highlight was actually the 11-minute mark. I don't know if you noticed that. Right? So it took us a while to get there. But again, the main guy, it's going to be Min on the Charlotte. He was 2-0-1. I mean, not too much damage as well as damage taken because, again, this was a very low-scoring affair.
Hey, I mean, Min, he came out with a max performance here in this round. So nice KDA.
I see what you did there. Get out.
Gotta give credit to him, right? Yeah, I mean, so for him to be able to execute what he do is also about a team play, right?
I
The
agree.
entire team has to be like super disciplined, understand what the game plan is, when to go in, when not to go in, when to pull back and everything else. But of course, because of the stats, he got the 2 takedowns, so
Yeah, props to him. I
Yeah.
think it's also a very important game for the Sutter team Nepal. Currently got 2-1 in the standings here. They need to revisit back the tapes of this game, find out what they can actually do better to better secure their own slot going into the main event later on. Not all hope is lost coming in for the Sutter team Nepal, but for Myanmar, they're definitely happy and able to take this game.
Yeah, and I think that for Nepal, this is one where it's like, okay, you lost.
You're lost.
Right? But you got to shake it off. Right? If this starts to spiral, if this starts to get into the head, this becomes a problem, right? You had a lot of success going into this one, and I'm sure that felt great. You were at the top. Unfortunately, you ran into a beast of a team in Myanmar. But now, how do you respond? Are you championship material?
oh yeah, I think that's a good calling there, right? I mean, it's a competition at the end of the day, right? So somebody has to win, somebody has to lose, but more importantly, if you just lost your game, is how you come back from that one.
Why did you say win and you pointed towards Sagi, and then say lose and you pointed towards me? I'm a little offended.
Because our win rate with games isn't that great. You know, if you
You're
recall.
right. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
thanks,
feel
Sagi,
it.
for carrying
It's okay.
everyone.
It's a new season again. We can all play together, you know? And talking about new season, we always want to check out all the new updates here. Do check out the new Diamond Draw with Dragon Horde skin pull and a limited time token skin pull has also been updated here. So more value when you are spending your diamonds in the game. You know, the little spin thing you can actually do, or the new limited token pull. You know, more skins are unlocked for your purchase here. So you can better use your limited time tokens for better items in the game.
Do skins make you a better player?
It does. 100%.
Yes,
100%?
100%.
totally agree.
Totally agree.
Yep.
Okay.
When you're playing, let's say per se, Arlie, for example, right? When I don't have a skin on Arlie, it's a bit clunky, you know? When I'm on, like, say, like the Flawless Arlie, I'm on a limited Arlie, I feel better.
Is it more psychological, or is it just like, it's like a flex to the point where they're like, ooh, I gotta respect him.
Okay.
He's got some money.
I think psychological is one for myself.
Yeah.
And then there are, like, different, I would say, feelings when you play towards that skin. It's like mechanical feelings. It's like,
Okay.
some is smoother, some is like, has like a bit of delay, which has been fixed in this patch. But you get what I mean. It's more preference.
It's psychological.
It's
Yeah.
in
That's the-
summary, too
that's
long
the
didn't read. Okay, I'm gonna have to start buying some skins because I need to up this win rate, give myself a chance, and yeah, I mean, of course, the free by Chi one, that's definitely something that I'm eyeing next at
I
this
thought you
point.
said buying.
No, I
that's
know.
free.
Look.
He
You think
said
I'm made of
buy
money? I said I'm
Chi.
gonna.
Right? I got you, brother. I got you.
Well, all jokes aside, I think we do have to congratulate Team Myanmar on their win. And let's do check out on the stage with Mara. Who does she have with her for the upcoming interview? Take it away, Mara.
That's 3 match wins in a row for Team Myanmar. Ming, congratulations. Your MVP game 2 with your Charlotte. Wow, you were so impressive. You know what we noticed with Team Myanmar is that unlike the other teams who like to force their advantage, Team Myanmar is very comfortable walking away from a fight and coming back to it seconds later. Why is patience so important as part of your team's identity?
It's because our coach instructed us to play like that. Like we have 2 coaches and they instructed us to play like more systematically and more patiently to wait for the chance to strike and then like take the lead after you have comfortable farming, and that's kind of like that. So.
Very disciplined, and
Yeah.
for sure coach is proud of you, and I'm sure you're proud of yourself also because Team Myanmar currently leads Group B. You're number 1 right now. No one has been able to defeat you. Do you think Team Myanmar has shown its full potential yet?
So we could say like we haven't shown our full potential yet because we recently just started training with our new coach and like the analysis of our coach. So we need to, there is also room for improvement. So I think we need to learn more and learn from the other countries how they play. Like some region, for example, in this tournament are like Indonesia and Philippines. Like we haven't reached their level yet, so we can improve more.
You are so humble, and I think that's a huge part of Team Myanmar's success. Now, Myanmar is watching right now. What would you like to say to them and invite them to keep supporting you for your last match?
မင်္ဂလာပါမြန်မာအဆင်ပြေတဲ့နေ့ရက်လေးကိုမိုင်ဆိုင်မယ်လို့မျှော်လင့်ပါတယ်ကြီးစုနေတဲ့ပေးတဲ့ဦးချင်းတွေကိုလည်းကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဆက်ပြီးတော့အားပေးပါအောင်လို့ကျွန်တော်တို့အနေနဲ့အကောင်းဆုံးကြိုးစားတော့မှာပါကျွန်တော်တို့ခုချိန်မှာ Group B ရဲ့ number 1ကိုရပ်တည်ပြီးတော့ဂျပန်နိုင်ငံကိုသွားရောက်ရှင်ပြိုင်တော့မဲ့ Asian Game မှာကျွန်တော်တို့ performance ကောင်းကောင်းနဲ့အဆင်ပြေရလကောင်းကောင်းထွက်အောင်ကြိုးစားတော့ပါမယ်လို့ကြီးစုနေတဲ့ပေးတဲ့ဦးချင်းစီအကုန်လုံးကိုလည်းကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီကနေကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်ဟုတ်ကဲ့
And what would you like to say so everybody understands what you're saying in English?
What I said is like, hello Myanmar, I hope you have a wonderful day. We're currently at the Group B number 1, and we would like to want your support in the Japan also. And we thanks to one of our fans, like we thanks to every fan. We thanks to our fans, and we sincerely enjoy your support, and thank you.
Once again, Ming, congratulations. Team Myanmar leading Group B, currently number 1, still undefeated. Let's head back to our casters. Lead the gorge.
Thank you, Minamara. Ooh, Minamara does sound like a pretty good, like a band name,
Okay.
It's like a streamer name or like a cooking show. But all jokes aside, Min definitely has a very sweet heart. Like he knows for a fact that they're a team coming together, they're representing their country and region, and they are here to make their netizens, the people of their country or region, proud.
Yeah. Actually, I was subscribed to that cooking show, if that's possible, Minamara. I think that's something that's great. But again, the fact that Min is able to kind of do that interview and do it, with multiple languages and just kind of, again, just being as humble as he is, understanding that, hey, he's 3-0. They're moving on. Right? Like the amount of support that they can get, this is that moment where, again, if I was in his shoes, I would be letting everyone know and I would be trash talking, and there's probably a reason why I'm not able to.
That's the comparison. here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talk about like the other groups, like those teams like, Indonesia, Philippines, Hong Kong, China, and so on and so forth. Myanmar has come like undercover. Like suddenly they show up. It's like, hey, you know what, guys? Don't forget about us as well. This is the reason why we are one of the top contenders.
And they've been clean, right?
Yeah.
6-0 in terms of their groups, 3-0 in terms of their match scores. They have yet to be undefeated, and no one has able to crack their defense. And with one more win, they could be going for a flawless victory in Group B.
Yeah, and at the same time, you're kind of like, okay, they're flying so high, and no team has really contested them, where you're kind of thinking, okay, let's make sure that our ego is still in check. And as you saw in that interview, Min is like very humble, right? He's like just willing to be like, okay, we're still going to continue to just grow and to improve. So I think that that's the perfect attitude as you continue to move on, because again, it only gets tougher from here.
But you know what else is no contest? Is our official gaming phone for the 2026 Asian Games Esports event Honor of Kings qualifier. That is iQOO, the phone that is used by these players on stage. When you see them on camera, they hold it up and you see them doing those moves, those flicks on screens. Yeah, it's thanks to iQOO.
Yeah, iQOO has been fantastic, right? Especially when it comes to a new patch, when you are trying new things. Definitely consider getting an iQOO to better enjoy the current patch, which is the Grand Venture. A lot of things coming, especially, mark the dates, 27 June.
I'm waiting for it, right? The iQOO phone, as well as the patch. I guess both of those things. It would be great if Honor Kings was already installed on it, so then I wouldn't have to do that. But, that's a whole thing, because I'm lazy. But I do think that this is a great opportunity, right? I think that to see Myanmar rise the way they did, again, and to kind of, again, to your point of just flying under that radar, to be at the top of the Group B, like, we didn't know who was going to be there, but it looks like Myanmar are here to stay.
Yep, and they did it in style as well. And they showed us throughout this entire tournament so far, there's, of course, they still have one more match to play, that they can play different styles. They can play different kind of compositions. They can play different kind of strategies. Like you want to take it slow, you want to eat space, or you want to play aggressively. They show that they are adaptable.
Really adaptable and flexible in that sense, where Ant can play tank jungles and Ant can also play carry junglers, which is really impressive for a young prodigy like him that has his first showcase in an international or regional tournament. So props to him as well. But that's all for the Myanmar versus Nepal matchup. Congratulations to Myanmar and good luck to Nepal for their upcoming games to further qualify for the main event. Our next one, as you can see, will be featuring India going up against Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Although India has lost their chance in qualifying for the main event, but this is a fight for pride and fight for honor.
Pride, honor, and experience.
Correct.
The lessons, all of the good things that you want from India. I think that it's been a little bit of a disappointing run. We've seen glimpses of the India squad doing well. They have a potential, but unfortunately for them, I mean, the journey will end at the end of this qualifier, but let's go out with guns blazing and let's, take down the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia here.
Yeah, they came close a couple of times, right? It was just unfortunate that they didn't win at the end of the day. So whatever it is, this is an opportunity for them to do well for the fans.
Definitely will want to see them perform later on in the upcoming matchup of our match of the day. But we will need a short break before we bring you the matchup coming in between India and Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. See you later.
Who will be the next to shine on the Asian Games stage? Contestants fight for the honor of their regions while we cheer them on from the stands.
But that's on the official server for later on. But coming back into our topic here for India and also Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. For India, I like the fact that you put on, it's like you have nothing to lose. So why not do your absolute best? Convert this experience for their next international tournament as a team.
Yeah, and they're going to be continuing on.
Correct.
I mean, they're the Revenant X Spark. They are the #1 team in India, and they will continue on into the KWC. So anything that they learn here is gravy. And having the opportunity to playing, global teams, the teams that have been outside of your region, is a good opportunity for you to grow.
I agree with that because they have nothing holding them back anymore. So they should be able to just release and let go of everything, of their anger, of their maybe disappointments whatsoever, so they can try their very best right now.
Wait, hang on. You have, when you play this game, are you like, oh, I want to kind of unleash my anger onto my, my opponent, so to speak, when you play Honor of Kings?
If I didn't make it to the main event, I might have that feeling a little bit,
All right. I thought you were just doing it to your teammates in ranked games.
Well, sometimes that do happen when we have teammates like Cloud.
I mean, that's where the dopamine hits, right? That's how you actually become happy, because when you win games, when you have fun with your friends in the game itself, Honor of Kings, 5 stacks, 3 stacks, or duo solo, anything that makes you happy, it's gonna be happening in HOK itself. But for these two teams, I think it's pretty serious for Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We talk about the Team India perspective, but for KSA, final shot. If they lose this, they're out.
Yeah, it's very important for them. They have to do something. They have to really improve something, and maybe they have learned after all of these matches that they've gone through. So this is also their proving grounds, trying to make sure that they can actually achieve a better game.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Saudi Arabia, the best they can do is 3rd place, and they need a little bit of help from the other teams. This is a very difficult group for them, and having the opportunity, I mean, you're still in it, right? So unlike India, which are not, sadly for them, but I think that this is also a moment you got to go all in.
And this also converts into stress points coming in from KSA, because if you think about it, India is like, okay, it's another game for me to play, to experiment, to enjoy the stage. But for KSA side, the pressure points on towards their mental is going to be like, damn, if I lose this game, I might be out. So the perspective coming in from both teams is rather different. For India, pretty stress-free, more on the fun side, more on the enjoying side. But for KSA, stress.
While there is definitely stress, and I think the coach's job right now is to just pretend like that stress doesn't work, is not there, right? I think you need to want to play a little bit your free-flowing. What got you here? How did you play? Let's not so worry about the draft and all the different strategies and execution, and let's just play our game. And once we're able to kind of do that, then things will happen naturally, and then we can worry about those problems later.
That's ultimately the mental state of mind that you want yourself and your players to be in, right? In this free flow state, and you don't really have all of these unnecessary worries out there that might be affecting your gameplay. It's definitely very hard to achieve that as a coach. Definitely, it's a very heavy responsibility to try to manage the mentality of your players, but that's one of the hardest things to do as a coach.
It's a good perspective that you brought up, right? Because the coach is not only known for making pick and ban picks-offs or the strategies or the in-game teachings, but out of the game, you need to coach your team into a strong mental zone where if you're in deficits, where you're in a pinch, you should have that mentality to strive even further, to look for that ultimate goal that you're looking for.
Yeah, the coach is pretty much like the parent of the team, right?
Yes.
Not only in terms of strategy, overall direction, and just basically taking care of them, making sure that they're ready to go.
And talking about ready to go, both of our teams are currently ready on the stage to come up with this upcoming final match for India, and an important one for Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So let's welcome them with this teaser video.
They have never stopped pushing forward, no matter the challenge. Though the road ahead has changed, their fighting spirit remains the same. They stand here with pride, ready to leave one final impression. Please welcome India!
They have delivered moments of brilliance. With the pressure lifted, they can now play their game without hesitation, ready to leave their mark once again. Give it up for Saudi Arabia!
Both teams with one goal right now. Find that first win in their respective groups. That one win will boost their confidence, not only for today, not only for this tournament, but for the future of their career in Honor of Kings.
Yeah, and actually being able to kind of get that first international win, that's going to be huge for them. But it's going to be made up of Team India here: Ashish, Ainul, Harsh, Ayush, and Akshaj for all five. We've seen them time and time again. Harsh has been made some serious plays, getting a stolen Tempest Dragon, has been able to pick that up. But Ainul also has been the guy, at least from the jungle.
He has been the main guy coming in, right? As you would mention, the guy that always plays the high-level mechanic heroes like the Arlie, sometimes lane swapping with Ayush. So Ayush and Ainul, they are both really flexible in that sense. But for me, I will want them to grow further as a player by specializing in their role, becoming this, I wouldn't say perfect player, but flexible player that is able to have a deep and diverse playstyle and hero pool.
Yeah, definitely. And let's see the lineup coming in from Saudi Arabia. We have Faris, Anas, Muath, Ahmed, and Muhammad.
And for this specific roster, right, coming in for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed and also Faris, they often change their roles between each other. Sometimes Faris will go to the roamer role and Mohammed will go into the Clash Lane role.
Yes, this is why they are very well prepared, and we do know that they always change around their roles because they want to see what's the best way to put it. What's the best way? What's the most effective way for their players?
Yeah, but I mean, to your point, when you're pointing out with like Ainul, just like locking in a role, I think that, you know, it would help them long term if they were also able to lock it in Saudi Arabia here, where for us is Mohammed, so that we know exactly what you have, so that you're consistent. Changing things up can add a little bit of turmoil to a team.
Yeah, this is the exact thing that I want to point out, right? Whereby if you're consistently swapping roles left and right, yes, it proves that you're flexible, but in terms of the overall specific role mastery against your opponent who day and night trains in the same role, it's slightly different because it may not match up to the same level here. Maybe you cannot see it now, but in the future, when the games are even tougher, when the games are even more high stake, that's where it starts slowly coming out to be a focal point for both teams.
I agree. It's definitely gonna affect you a lot in the long run because you don't really collect that experience accumulatively enough to go against someone who is purely on that specific role. But again, probably maybe still very early on for them. They're still trying to see if, okay, this guy's attitude, this guy's gameplay, his character, is he the best to be playing at that specific role? Or maybe we should move him around. Maybe the coach have that kind of mindset.
But do check out the screen though. These are our most banned heroes in the Asian Games Esports qualifiers for Honor of Kings. So far, Mai Shernui has been the top ban with a 34 count, and then it comes down to Guan Yu and also the Dahlia. Hence, we don't see much Dahlia nowadays.
Yeah, it's completely being consistently banned out. The Dahlia one is definitely more about the general strategy. Mai is about tempo. Guan Yu is about that game-changing team fight abilities that he has. So again, very good in terms of having those three bans because they could literally change this game here.
The pattern of these heroes that's being banned is always heroes that are annoying in general because it's very hard to deal with a fast Mai Shernui, a very fast Guan Yu players that have a high mechanical shielding. I think it makes sense why we would ban these kind of heroes.
And Mai Shernui has been one of those mechanical heroes that you talked about, that if you play it well, you can really showcase its effect. But when you don't play it well, it's more or less a negative point coming in for your team roster.
Do you actually realize that both of the heroes, the first and second hero, Mai Shernui and Guan Yu, actually is a hero that doesn't need mana and also doesn't need any too much of energy consumption. All they have to do is just focus on the cooldown and all that. So they don't have that kind of a problem, probably contributing to why it is oftenly picked.
It's that's their cost, right, Caller? And as we go into the pick and bans here for game number one, This is India on towards the blue side, banning the Maestro Nui and also the Yu Huan, while KSA locks away the Diadia and the early here. Maybe we might see a Guan Yu or a China first pick coming in from Team India.
Definitely open, but they're going to go with the Zhang Fei. And one thing to take note of, India banning out the Yuan. This has basically traumatized the India squad. This hero has just completely dominated them when it's been on the opposing side. They're like, no, we're going to shut that one down.
It's definitely a hero with a lot of capabilities, right? The unending sorrow, healing you a lot. So maybe sometimes instead of banning, maybe they can try playing heroes like Ninja to reduce the healing instead.
I like the idea, right? The built-in healing, healing reduction effect coming in from the Nita really serves a role in cutting down these large healers like the Diadia, like the Byron, for example. So maybe that's a consideration that India can actually venture into. However, they do lock in the Xiao Qiao for the side of Harsh in that mid lane and pick up the Chano coming in from Ayush or Aino in that case.
Yeah, and it looks like Saudi Arabia here going with the Byron and the Diadia. I think that these heroes have been criminally underplayed. They add quite a bit in terms of like the laning phase. They have a lot of control. Yeah, you want to jump to the back line, but how are you going to deal with both of them who have a ton of CC? This is a nice 1-2 combination. Plus now you got the Musashi on top.
Yeah, that's the question, right? And also probably they will try to handle that amount of CC with their own version of crowd control coming in from Zhang Fei, hopefully. But having Musashi on the line, they're going to be able to stop any terms of health regeneration coming in from India for about a couple of seconds with the duel to death. And as of now, it's not going to be a good idea for India to take any assassins for the jungle, I think, Zagi.
Well, we have to think, right? There's still limited options coming in for the side of Team India, but I like the Musashi pickup coming in for the side of KSA, where it gives direct access towards the backline on key targets like Ayush and also the side of Harsh on these two core carries here. And knowing for the fact it's Ainul, I don't think you'll put him on a jungle tank unless we see another lane swap shenanigan coming in from Aino and also Ayush.
Yeah, you're playing it wrong, I think, if you put Aino on some sort of hero. Like, he likes the mechanical damage dealing style. You got to play to your strengths, right? And he's more than capable to do that. And I mean, not to say that it's easy to play like a jungle tank, but it is definitely, you're kind of taking a lot of the punches and you're doing a little bit less, so it is a little bit simpler in that regard.
And it seems like India has already banned out Angela, knowing that that hero is just so painful to deal with, especially you as the Zhang Fei, as the front line, who's going to be dealing with a lot of blazing brilliance non-stop because the cooldown coming in from Angela is very short.
And to add on towards that, right, the Angela has been one of the rather popular picks in the tournament where it's really effective in taking down tanky heroes. When you get taken on by the Angela full combo, it probably deletes like 70% to 100% of your health if you take the full combo coming from Angela.
Yeah, that would be a problem, right? And I mean, it looks like KSA are going to go with this Jia. This is going to help. I mean, Musashi's probably a prime target to just get those extra levels and to just be that monster. But my problem with this hero is that, yes, it has that, you know, the universal law, that like the red carpet, if you will, of wave clear. But if you're falling behind, you're going to really struggle.
Yeah, I agree. It's not really a good scaling hero, but only in the early game, he can try to bully as much as possible.
But let's take a look at India's draft real quick here. We are getting a Wukong debut coming in for the hands of Aino here. I'm telling you, these are assassin picks that are really fun to watch, especially when it comes to Wukong. Luck is a big issue with Wukong. If you're lucky with those crits, you go big with the team fights. But you're unlucky in the early game, it kind of slows down your clear and your team fight strength in the early game.
Yeah, the RNG coming in with Wukong is actually quite a lot. So sometimes people would go with full Calamity on the Arcana to maximize the critical chance. But sometimes I would love to try with Unparalleled to get a lot more of that critical damage instead.
And we were talking about how letting the players just play what they want. This is the perfect time, right? The Wukong just showing up. This is the first pick in the Asian Games qualifier. Great for them.
I'm loving the confidence coming in from the side of Team India, experimenting picks coming in towards a tournament ground here, playing to their strengths. And right now, this is the series match number 4 coming between Team India finding a win against Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
I think this is exactly what we were asking for, right? For India to actually just play as best as they can, do whatever they want and try their limits. And this is trying their limits. Look at the map. look at the position of Wukong, which is very, very interesting. And he actually managed to get the Azure Golem with no problem whatsoever.
Just to go. You want to steal, you want to be aggressive. We haven't seen India do this, right? So it seems like actually, they're kind of relieved, right? I mean, yeah, unfortunately for them, they're not going to be moving on, but at least it's to the point now where, again, let the players play the way that they want to play, and it is being aggressive, but they too right now are also being invaded.
Yeah, they're going to be trying the same thing. I don't think they realize it, but look at the damage coming in from Ashish with the help of Harsh. They're going to get the first strike, and also the Azure Golem's going to go away.
Yeah, so, I mean, a huge commitment for that one, but it was a nice rotation by Harsh, really setting it up with that Honey Sweep Breeze to really knock it down. Laning-wise, they're in a much better spot, because again, yeah, KSA did steal the blue, but they lost their own blue, so in neck and neck, it's pretty much even in that regard.
Still even right now, unless they stay around for a little bit longer for them to get the other resources, the smaller ones. But let's take a look at Ayush. Is he going to be able to react to this move coming in from Faris? He's going to lock the movement, but he's going to pull back just a little bit. The cavalry is coming from the side.
Yeah, and this is why the Chano is always a prime pick, especially for the farm laner. You have that extra jump. You're able to kind of basically leapfrog away, get to safety. And the gank attempt was pretty formidable, right? Faris definitely has that little bit of control, but again, just not enough damage, especially early.
Oh, very unfortunate for Muhammad to show up too early, and they see him. They're going to go all into Muhammad. Anas is going to be the next target. He's going to get pushed. Ashish is so relentless. He's going to find Faris. Faris is going to be struck down as well. Double strike for him. They're going to go for Ahmad, and Akshad is tanking all the damage from the tower to allow his teammates to go all in.
That could not have been a better play by Ashish there, right? With the Guan Yu, and why he's the like top 3 most banned, because the way that he's able to get on, and you'll see it in the replay, he's lurking in the top, comes in, perfect Razor Cavalry, sets it up, Soaring Green Dragon onto 3. Again, just everybody else is just rushing it through, and literally it's a drive-by, finding Ferris as well, taking them all down. KSA had no chance, especially with the numbers. And again, just a very aggressive play by India. Let them go.
No chance whatsoever. And Ashish actually just walked and galloped from top lane all the way down to the bottom lane. And let's see what he's going to do to Ayush. Ayush managed to survive that. But they did manage to get Zia in the mid lane. It's going to be a bit of a problem for Anas. Maybe when he got hit a bit too much. But look at Muhammad. He's going to try to get this damage quite a lot, but he's going to be able to survive that.
Yeah, it was very close. The dual death was used a little bit early. I felt like he might have saved that, because when he gets the Honey Sweep Breeze off, and unfortunately he did get hit, he was able to kind of walk away, but you save your dual death to the very last moment, and then you're able to go and secure that kill. Unfortunately for him, again, Harsh with a little bit of an outplay, just staying alive.
It's very interesting to see on how they literally just leave Ayush at bottom lane without any problem whatsoever, and they believe and are very confident with him to actually survive anything. But can he survive this? Muhammad's gonna go down in the hands of Ainul.
Yeah, so this Wukong, this is a problem, right? Like the amount of crit and the way that he's able to find you. And finding Muhammad, best case scenario, he's the other jungler, right? You slow him down and it comes off of his expense.
Umbrella outburst connects, Anas goes down. How many times does Anas has to go down? So many times. Very unfortunate for him. His roam is actually quite far, and they're gonna go directly to the Tyrant.
Yeah, and Akshad just like, buddy, I need help. I don't have any damage. I mean, yeah, I can take this Tyrant here, but it just really, again, just setting it up for Ainul. India right now, finding that 4th gear, if you will. They're off to a racing start, and it's not even 5 minutes in.
Yeah, 5 minutes. They have 5,000 gold in front. This is very, very aggressive coming from them. It feels almost unfortunate that they didn't try something like this before, which is very aggressive with the Wukong going in, invading very early. I think it's a very good gameplay from them.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to say, hey, let the past be in the past, my friend. All right, we moved on. Okay, all right, it is what it is, and I think that, no, India, this is where, again, you got to let them fly. Let the bird out of the cage, and they're playing well. They're up 9-0, finding all the right pickoffs. They're positioning, and they're looking to rotate in the top lane here, potentially going for another game.
Akshad is still trying to see if this is the right move for him to go in. But we have to remember, Madness hasn't been used just yet. He's still not full. He has to collect it first. That's the downside of Zhang Fei, and he's gonna pull back just a little bit with 5,000 gold in front.
Yeah, I have enough madness for Akshaj and I to fill that bar, okay? I think that we're going to be able just fine. It's just a matter of time before they get it. But again, once they do, that's the team fight. Look at KSA right now. They know that they're behind, but they're grouping up. This is going to be less farm on the map.
Duel to the Death has hit him, and he's going to try to run away. Ashish is still okay. He knows that he's in a little bit of danger, and 4 people is still nearby, but Ayush is going to destroy the tower, and so is Anas going to be gone.
You get out of position one time, Einol is on top of you, and the crits are real. This Wukong is a bit of a problem. If he's ever ganged up on, or if he's controlled, that's how you shut him down. KSA, though, have been caught out. They've been walking alone in these dark alleys.
Umbrella almost connects once more, but no one is doing any follow-up towards him. It's a little bit of a waste. They might have to pull back just a little bit. But look at Muhammad. He goes all the way to the front trying to find the damage, but Ainul punishes his position immediately.
Yeah, I know. Just with the burst, and he just like walks away, right? Like it's like cool people don't look at explosions, and he's just getting those kills and just literally walking out, basically on a sliver of life here.
You painted a very nice picture that I actually imagined that in HD. Ainul is trying to run back, and he knows that he needs to get some of his HP back. But we do know that the Overlord is still up. This is pre-10 minutes, so they really have to maybe wait for 10 minutes to actually make good use of an Overlord.
All lanes pushing right now. I mean, everything in favor of India. The way that they've been dismantling KSA, they are playing scared. They're holding hands. They're just like walking into the lane together because they know that Ainul might be there. Anas previously walked down, again, just around behind his T2. He got caught out. No place is safe right now for KSA.
Quoting what Sagi said just a little bit just now, right now, Wukong's critical chance is looking very nice. Everything that he hits, it all procs the critical damage. It's a lot and it's working very well.
And that's what you want to continue on. I think that, you know, Ainul has just found the right moments. He's got a huge level advantage, and now not stunned.
The Umbrella always really connects. 2 of them go down at the same time, but look at Ashish. Is he going to try to get Anas out? No, he's not, but 4 of them has went down. They're going to get the last strike or not. It seems like they're just going to play it out for a bit until the minion comes in, and they're going to try to finish the game. It seems like a very quick one for them. But it looks like the ultimate from Zia actually managed to clear the minion. He flashes forward. Even though there's no more minion, the Vanguard is here. His teammate is coming back alive. Will they be able to protect the crystal? The ultimate from Zia once more. And they're going to go in. Muhammad's trying to defend. Muhammad is still alive. And Ashish is running away. He got smite by Muhammad. And they're all still trying to scurry away. But they're still okay. They tried to force it out. It didn't happen, Holler.
Well, let's be very honest. Even it looks like Ainul will somehow stay alive. Didn't get a pick off on that one, but he was fighting 1 versus 4, which is kind of crazy. But I mean, India, let's be very honest. I think we all would have just stuck around. We all would have looked to end. There was only a Nas left. And if we're checking this replay, I mean, yes, the crystal is wide open, but here come the reinforcements. It's still too early in the game where the respawn timers are too quick, and they're fortunate that they only lost Ayush.
And they have to remember they have a Zia, right? So Zia is a very long-range hero. He's going to be able to clear the waves very quickly with no problem whatsoever. And fortunately for them, that's the only hero that was still alive, thanks to him being weighing down just now.
Yeah, Anas, I mean, Zia, the old and wise man, somehow able to kind of salvage, at least for now, but just buying time, right? I think KSA, they're fortunate that the game didn't end right there. It was more about the minion waves, but again, Anas was the way he was able to kind of take down those waves, that's what kept them alive.
Look at Akshaj. We all know that we can expect another Umbrella Orb is going to be used trying to start a fight for sure, but Ashish is going to try to do a follow-up. Umbrella Orb has been hit. They're going to try to get the back line. Ashish is going to pull all of them out, and the crystal will be destroyed.
False hope, if you will, right? I think that there was one hold, but it's just too far behind. There was really no way for KSA to come back into this one.
Where was this India before, man? This form is absolutely insane. Good plays all around. Very, I would say, proactive unbridled outbursts coming in from the side of Akshaj on that Zhang Fei. And Ainul, that signature pick on the Wukong, that was a eye-opener here with those crits.
We need more Wukong. We need more Ainul on
Agreed.
I think that's the biggest piece. It was a good change of pace for them. I mean, they're being able to set it up. I mean, yeah, they're happy, but it's just one game, right? They haven't won the series, but the way that they did it, it's got to be a little discouraging if you're on the KSA side.
I think this is because they don't have that pressure anymore. There's no one breathing down their neck. I think this is what makes them feel a lot more free to do anything that they want. and it's being reflected into their gameplay, and they actually try insane, crazy gameplays in the early on, and it actually worked.
I think it's valuable experience nonetheless, because for Team India, these are the moments that you can actually gather that confidence and convert it into other tournaments, regional pro leagues, or even for your personal life itself. And I'm proud of them. In this game one itself, they did express one of the best gameplays so far that India has to offer.
And they showed up, right?
They showed up, yeah.
I think that in the last match, everything, again, unfortunately, again, they're not going to be making the main. But the ability to be like, okay, we're still here. We're still competitive. We are still a team that's kind of, when we're able to kind of play our play style, we're able to dominate like that game.
Really making good use of their time here to get as much experience as they can. And what's wrong with trying, right? And especially in this situation. So I do think that they can try to implement this maybe back in their own league in the future, because they've actually did something that is quite insane here.
I mean, it's not an everyday thing that you get to travel across the world just to play in a qualifier tournament with like different region, cultural exchange, living in a nice hotel and everything, like enjoying food with different people, exchanging thoughts with other pro players and pro teams. So I think it's a good start coming in for India, and also we need some new stuff coming in from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as well, because like we say, yes, it's over for India's approach in going to the main event, but for Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, if they can clinch back this series, they still have a shot.
Yeah, and Einol, every single time when he's on that Wukong and he's just like deleting hero, he's just like cultural exchange, he's like smacking them all down, right? Because he was having such a field day. He was enjoying this hero, and you could tell why this team was starting to hit their groove, because, again, letting them play, they were being very aggressive, and we want to see more of India playing like this.
Freedom really gives them a lot of aggression, for sure. They're much more brave to do this thing and that thing. But this is the ultimation coming out from them. We would like to see what Wukong has done. He actually bought Eternity Blade, Shadow Reaper, and Axe of Torment. I think all of these really focuses down on critical strike as he should.
Yeah, 807, right?
Yeah, 807. 8 times he did cultural exchange. I was just saying. Go on.
8 times he bonked on the enemy, right?
yeah.
807, and also 8,720 gold in a mere 9-minute game against Kingdom of Saudi Arabia here, and a shout out towards to the side of their roamer here. I definitely gotta give props over to the side of Akshaj. This is one of the best games he's played so far on Zhang Fei. He got so many crucial unbridled outbursts to start off the team fight, and one of the final few moments, he caught both of the carries coming in from Ahmed and also Anas to settle the game.
Yeah, and actually the only time Ayush got picked off, I mean, he's the only death on the entire team. So I guess there's that black mark right there in terms of the team's performance. I mean, it's just one death.
But still, we did see a lot of Akshaj's very good play. He was actually so consistent with his unbridled outbursts just now, managing to get at least 2 to 3 people every single time. So making full use of that. Because sometimes we've seen within day 1, day 2, some Zhang Feis actually just use his ultimate towards only one hero, and sometimes they didn't even hit anything. So this is something that you really need to practice to find the timing and communicate with your teammates.
Look at how Einol, man, his damage, 74,000 damage, right? The burst. I mean, it's like, yeah, crits, but like he just found people isolated and he would just burst them down. I want to see more Wukong. I want them go back to this even in game 2.
Aside from Wukong, there's still a few heroes that we have yet to see in the jungle pool itself, like especially the Lam, for example, the Liu Bei, for example, Tianwei. All these I would want to expect coming in from Einol. He's a pretty good mechanical player here, Good future coming in for the Team Indian squad, especially. They haven't joined HOK for long. This is one of their first debuts in a regional tournament here, so pretty good start coming in. But judging coming for KSA, I would say that that's a lot of role swaps coming in for the entirety of their team. Every single one except Ahmed has a role swap.
Yeah, I think this probably has to be lesser in the future, or maybe that they have to find something else rather than just swapping roles. Maybe they have to force one of the players to just stick to their roles and try until the end of the tournament. Maybe that would work as well. But with the amount of damage coming in from Ahmed, he will definitely shine throughout the entire team.
So, I mean, it's a little early for the India squad. We were talking about the fact that this is like their first big international, and just they had their first league and they got in. KSA, on the other hand, is even in a more infant state, if you will, right? So to find that fitting in terms of role and all that, it's going to be some growing pains, right? They haven't found exactly where they want to be, and I think that just trying things out, again, this is a team that has that potential to grow, though.
Sometimes you have to get hurt a little to actually experience growth. So for both of these teams, India and KSA, the growth might not be the smoothest, but it will be expected if you always put in the pain and also the effort coming in towards it.
Yeah, definitely. And the pain actually comes from Wukong a lot just now, which he managed to do a lot of cultural exchange. But the graph is looking very, very nice for India. They have proven that they are able to play at this level with high amount of pressure as well. And we do know that India is no longer going to go to the main event, but at the very least, they're giving us a very good showcase.
Yeah, these are the few moments that they actually were really aggressive in the early game, with Ashish coming in with a very, very crucial assistance here, coming in all the way from Clash Lane at a bare 2 minutes here. They almost aced their opponents here, but due to the fact that the Tyrant was just so fast coming from Mohammed, he came back up, and this is the bonks, the cultural exchanges that you guys were mentioning about.
There were so many. I mean, he had 8. He would catch them out, but the way he was, like, again, finding another one, that's cultural exchange for you. Where you going, brother? That's not going to happen. So, again, being able to just find the right moments. It's like when KSA, no place is safe, right?
Yes.
You're on the defensive side, and like that was a perfect umbrella.
Perfect umbrella outburst, catching on towards to Ahmed and also Mohammed, and just sending them back to the fountain here. As of this point, you can definitely feel that Team India is starting to have more confidence in these team fights here. Yes, they probably didn't end right here, which caused Ayush to suffer that takedown coming in with the Musashi dive. But overall, it has been a pretty good game, especially with Aino just finding those bonks, finding those backline flanks on this Wukong pick.
Just so good, just so good. I mean, the umbrella outburst, and then you have the Guan Yu as well from the top with the Razor Cavalry, but I mean, the MVP here,
yeah,
clearly him.
It's gonna be Aino 807, 40% damage coming in from him. This is not surprising, right? We know that he has dealt a lot of damage for the entire team, and the damage taken is not small as well, 22.8% alongside with 25.3% of total gold. Aino showing up with his Wukong, very scary, very risky, and he's still able to pull it off very well.
I think so as well. It's a very mechanically difficult hero coming in for the side of Aino here. And I like the Wukong pick, right?
Yeah.
It's non-conventional, but if you put it in towards a jungle counter where he did in level 1, because of the fact that Wukong spell 2 gives you that execution mark that you can hop on towards the jungle monster and execute it at about 15%, which technically outsmites most of the junglers in this patch.
Yeah, and actually they started things very, a different foot, right? And we had not seen them jungle invade, and they went for that because, again, they had the research of, oh, okay, it looks like they're going to take their red, the blue is going to be open, I'm going to be able to solo it as Aino, and that started this snowball effect.
Which is very nice, right? Because we rarely see that from India, especially, to have that confidence to actually go sort of blindly into the enemy jungle and try to steal one, and they've been lucky about it. It's very, very nice to see. It's very refreshing to see India trying something new.
It's a good game plan nonetheless coming in for the side of Team India and also Aino here. But can they actually continue their dominance here in this series? It's what I exactly want to find out. I want consistent coming in from Team India if they want to prove themselves to the world that they are a contending region.
I think that they have the skill and experience to do so, right? Because this is a team that we saw. Like, even when the highlights were shown, most of them were about execution.
Correct.
Right? When those ganks were happening, they were very patient, waiting in the brushes, and then they would walk in, and then they would spring their trap, right? That takes a team that's really good execution, and with that coordination to make those plays at the same time.
Yeah, coordination and communication, especially on how Ashish, in the first ever team fight, he actually galloped his Guan Yu all the way from top to bottom without using teleportation, by the way. So I think that's very nice for him to do, because there is a surprise, right? There's no announcement telling that Guan Yu is coming here, and the communication was so on point. They actually had that team fight so good that they won the first one.
It's one of those proactive plays that you need to praise players, right? Because 2 minutes into a 5v5 team fight and actually bagging all the 5 takedowns coming in from Team India, that's what really put them on the board and allowed Aino to consistently find those single pickoffs against Mohammed's Musashi in the early to mid game here. Then later on, it's all the Aino show. Just pouncing on, bonking any single one of the enemy team that he actually saw. And those unbridled outputs coming in from Ayush, those coming in from the side of their roamer, those were really good.
Okay, but as the coach of KSA, though,
all right,
how do you stop the cultural exchange? What do you need to do here? How do you get yourself back into this series?
I think that's a difficult part, right? Because so far that we've seen, KSA seems to be lacking a bit in terms of the mechanical and also the macro department, which no one blames them because they are still learning, they're still emerging. So for them, same thing. you try to learn as much as possible and convert those into learning experience, and then maybe in the next game, in the next series, you try to prove yourself more. You can't shorten the gap in one single night. It's
True.
not feasible. You have to get the experience and then slowly build that path.
I would say probably try your very best to play with your comfort hero first.
Yes, I would
and
say
maybe
so.
that's the good place to start, sort of, because there's not much of a risk for them to actually try to go with their comfort heroes, even though it might not work, even though it's not the meta hero. But at the very least, they understand that hero first. It's always the first step of learning process. Is always the micro understanding the hero itself.
But do you know what I want to learn about? Like, I want to learn about where is the exact venue of our Asian Games Esports qualifiers here,
Where would
Holler.
it be, huh? Petaling Jaya Marriott Hotel, the official venue of a hotel partner of 2026 Asian Games Esports qualifiers for Honor of Kings. And as we go into this one, of course, it's the fourth series of the day, game number 2, finding ways to get back into this one. I mean, I know that there's a bit of a gap in terms of skill. It looks like that's a bit of a problem. You were talking about familiarity. Makes a lot of sense. But I think for this one, it's just like, hey, let it all out there. Right? Everything is on the line.
Yeah.
Elimination, it is what it is. But play, again, something you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I think it's a good start. Rather than trying to force something that you are not really comfortable with. And also, maybe probably try to rotate more with your friends from the mid lane jungle and the roamer to do a little bit of those gold sharing.
Exactly, right? I think I like the fact that Holler brought up the thing that you cannot be playing scared and just go all out. Like you can see on the screen itself, there is a player swap coming in for Muaf, swapping in for Youssef. So Youssef will be taking on the original role. We know for a fact that Youssef has had a lot of game time coming in with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia squad. So maybe coming in, he will bring a different chemical reaction with the team itself against a specific matchup.
Okay, what kind of chemical reaction is going to be? I need to be very careful. I don't know. I'm fire resistant, I would think, but I want to be very safe here. And
I think a good chemical reaction was to set the confidence level to a higher one. We're not talking about the actual chemistry, we're talking about like, actual mental chemical reaction here. Maybe like a player of a certain team is like, maybe they're not the most mechanically best at something, but they have the leadership or they have the mentality of a captain that can bring the team atmosphere up when everyone is down.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of aspects to this, right? That's contributing to how the game is being played. Also, how well they know each other. Maybe this player might bring in terms of shot calling inside the game. Maybe he's much more of a leader that can try to oversee with a better vision throughout the entire map. So it's all going to be depending on how they're going to execute this, knowing that all of these factors are going to play a lot of effect into the gameplay.
Yeah, and it looks like the teams are getting ready. We're going to be starting the draft here. But one thing to take note of, India right now, it seems like they're very jovial. They're in a great spot, right? Being 1-0, I think that they're going to be comfortable with that. But it looks like they're going to start things off with a Lapu Lapu pick.
Well, we've seen a Lapu Lapu pick coming in from Akshaj. I would say that in the first few days, it wasn't as consistent. And coming off of a fresh game of that Zhangfei just now, I would say that he's more confident right now in finding better engages or more daring ones in towards the backline here. KSA picking up a rather safe 1-2 here. One of the tournament's most picked duo, the Chano and Zhangfei here as their 1-2.
I'm actually quite surprised that India did not take Zhangfei as the first hero. I was expecting Zhangfei to be picked because that seems to me like one of the best performing hero for them just now. But it seems like they're going with Xiao Xiao and Erin, two magical heroes, but of course Erin's basic attack is going to be focusing on physical attacks. This is going to be quite interesting. 2 damage has appeared. We might see maybe a couple more tanks coming in from India.
If I'm being completely honest, I'm not 100% on the Erin train, usually. Especially going up against a Chano, I definitely think that this is not a great laning phase for you. You obviously have a potential late game, you know, assuming you're rolling, right? But it's not going to be easy. So it comes really back to, like, Ayush, how does he play with this one? Again, he's not the guy. It's mainly been Ainul to really setting up this team for success.
So far, I think regarding the Aaron pick, right, I would rather have a Direnjie, which could really set the pacing for the team itself in dodging some of the unbridled outbursts with illegal immunity and also go 50-50 in the laning phase against the Chano here. But maybe it's a confident pick coming in from Ayush because we have seen him pick it multiple times in this tournament.
He's comfortable on it,
yeah. Coming a little back towards what Holler just said just now about Erin, I do agree with you because Laurel Bloom, if I'm not mistaken, can also shoot its target towards the Spirit Wolves which might be a waste of the projectiles coming in from Erin's ultimate. So I agree with Sagi as well, because Direndi might be the better pick here.
Oh yeah, then KSA comes in here, locking in the Nutsa here as one of the... I would say Nutsa has been skyrocketing in popularity recently, man. Like, out of the last 2 days, it has been increasing more and more appearance rates here.
Yeah.
And you can start to see the confidence oozing out of Team India here. Molan, second pick of the tournament here, and also Xuanze, our first one of this Asian Games qualifier.
Oh, going with both. I mean, both of them, the first pick for both. I mean, why not at this point? We were saying, hey, let the birds out of the cage, and we're seeing it, right? Across all the different roles, and going with both of them to kind of go into game 2. Pretty interesting picks here.
I think you're going to like this, Holler, because Xuanze is going to be very interesting on how the gameplay might be a little bit similar towards Wukong, because the damage is going to be all focused on critical. So, you know what? More or less the same.
I'm for it.